I think I've got it. I think I've got it, but I'm gonna let you guys have guesses first.
Oh.
No, I'm kind of stumped.
I feel like I'm kind of lost as well.
So I might be wrong, but I believe that it is singed.
I don't think Singe has ever had a pose quite that kind of.
Gleich los. Starting.
Wait, that's Deja.
Oh.
No, not Deja. Not Deja. It's the Emerald Dragon.
Okay. First game. Okay. Like a quick striker start. This is our magic. So investment strategy. The problem is I don't have quick striker items. Wait, I do. Bloodthirster. No way. I can win streak a little bit with this, but not much, I guess. What's Academy items? Trojan. Pretty good. This Amomo is gonna be unkillable. This Cinch should actually be better than this Leona. It's just straight up a better unit. No Akali cast. I need some rebel guy. The thing. There's a rebel. Was it better or worse to put in Automata instead of Rebels? He's level 6. I guess I should think long term and put in units I actually want to have on my board at the end. Weird. I thought this start is pretty good actually. but doesn't look like it. I guess you need an Akali too. Looking too good. I agree my positioning. Not gonna win any round if I don't have Akali too. What item do I upgrade? Ooh. Oh. That's a high roll. Mitten? We're going crazy. Still losing. Okay, when do I start winning? Question. I feel like I should win now. We just go for 4 standards. Hey. Dramatic entrance. Isn't that too late for quick strikers? Zwei, 4. 20 damage amp. This can be good. No, I think I need the Hodge. Chest. Oh god. This Ambassador is unkillable. He hits more than she gets damage. That's cool. I'm not gonna win against this guy, you know? Yes, I do. Really? Guess so. This Ambassador slaps. She just doesn't die. Do I just go 9 for Rebel? I guess so. I can get Rumble upgrade. It seems like I'm incredibly strong. Ambassador isn't even close to dying ever. No, she's dying. Just take the once a weeker. Perfect. Maisa? Yes, sir. I could also play Masaha too if I get that, but it's unlikely. I could die. can reroll some 5 costs for the good old Rumble dude. Okay, I can make this or good old Malzahar. Okay, this is gonna be tough, I think. This is the end. Oh. Come on, cast. Just one more unit and I would have made it. Probably. Hit fighter, visionary, enforcer. That was just almost. If I just got one 5 cost upgrade, it would have been crazy good. And I should have probably put the Shojin on my TF and just put the Morelos on Azar for now. That was probably the difference.
Okay.
Whoa, this guy, how does he have all this? He just went for full emblems. One experiment, one enforcer causes you to have those many synergies? Wait, who's enforcer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This looks pretty stacked.
Okay.
Pit fighter board also looks very stacked. Wow, it stands no chance. Crazy. That's a cracked board. I guess I wouldn't win against any of these two. So the best I could have gotten was like third.
Spiked can be the difference. But if you can spike hard enough that you're just stronger than everyone else, then just Korean advice: just win every round, and then you win the game. It's quite as simple as that, really. And I think, yeah, I'm not really sure there's going to be anything. Oh, we're looking at the one off Heimerdinger 3. Alerion holding the Heimerdinger to decrease the chances. That feels pretty bad. I mean, Heimerdinger 3 versus Silco 3 would have just been kind of crazy. I don't even know who wins that. I think maybe Alerion with the upgraded other units, but yeah.
I mean, maybe there's a world in which Curtis with the double radiant items would have been able to pull that one off, but we are getting confirmation that will be our random player from the lobby winning out that one. So, whoops, not a good look for our CCC guys on that one. But honestly, I think Nandona, you had the right of it from the beginning. That the players we saw playing the very long game in that lobby, investing in their ability to cap out to ridiculous levels, would ultimately be the ones to take the top finishes.
Yeah, I think that was a banger game to open us up. Triple prismatic. We end up with a full cost 3-star. Yeah, I feel like that had all the cinema, except I suppose it is our random player who's showing up our counterfeit regulars.
Well, I think you put it very nicely, Nandonut. Just win 4-head, and I would like to add to that one: just hit 5-head, because once you hit, you win, and winning more rounds gives you the opportunity to roll down and hit more units. But yeah, I like the good gameplay there of holding the Heimerdingers to to take it out of the pool and not be able to hit the Heimerdinger 3. The person rolling down might be a bit angry, but it is part of TFT gameplay, so that's the way how the cookie crumbles.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, it doesn't happen a huge amount of times that the random player will win because we are effectively playing in normals. So people don't normally try that hard to crush a lobby and grief each other. But hey, apparently sometimes it will happen. But Jenna friends, we will be headed to. Oh, just before we do, DG, do you want to get in something just before we head to break?
Well, technically, before we go to break, I have a funny story about that. We had someone who was a previous CCC player fill in one of my lobby. Actually, funnily enough, it was in set 7 when Shioyu made the appearance, and the person was challenger and won out the lobby.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like that just pretty much tracks as you might expect. So, Jenna friends, we'll be heading to a short break. When we return, we will have round 2, and we'll be getting things kicked off in earnest. So stick around. We will have a little advert break that will run during the break itself, so to make sure we don't have any adverts while these next games are coming up. So stay tuned, and we'll be back as soon as we can with round 2.
Dacia Jogger mit bis zu 7 Sitzen. Bigger, cooler Jogger. Der Dacia Jogger. Jetzt ab 17.990 € oder mit 0% Leasing. Und bis zu 7 Jahre Garantie für alle Dacia-Modelle.
Welcome back, 1-0 to Camden's casual competition. We started things off with all prismatics from sea to shining sea. DG, heading into round 2, we can't get any higher stakes in terms of the augments, but hopefully we'll get to see more compositions coming through. Ultimately, you know, as we mentioned before, it was all about shooting for the very high end, but once we're back to more normal augment distribution, you know, say a 3 gold lobby, what a notion. Hopefully we'll get to see more comps be able to thrive.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we did see a 3-star forecast coming in, but I think I think that's the exclusion, not the norm. But we also saw some high quality gameplay, especially because it was triple prismatics. A lot of the times, even in pro play, people can get confused very easily. But we didn't see that much of that here. We saw a lot of quality gameplay, a lot of people focusing on their own things and not trying to contest others outside of the two visionary comps. But I think there was some solid TFT play there.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't realize when we were talking about a random player what exactly that meant. That the games are happening in normals and it's literally a random player who's not part of the tournament. So I feel like Alarion, it reminds me of that meme. Everyone else is probably like, "You ruined my competition," and Alarion's like, "I don't even know who you are."
Well, speaking of the competition, let's take a look at some of the other lobbies that were taking place off stream. So you can see that this particular one did get won out ultimately by a Rebel player. So, I mean, DG, you can never argue with a 2-star Jinx and a 2-star Jace as well.
2-star Jinx, 2-star Jace, 2-star Elise, 2-star Alawi, 2-star Zoe. You get a 2-star. You get a 2-star. Everybody gets a 2-star. Oprah is here handing out 2-star units to everyone. Sorry, I went into advertisement mode a little bit, but I am very happy to see my favorite comp of the set, Rebels, winning it out. And yeah, like you said, Counter, there's no arguing with a Jinx 2 that can just ramp up and deal so much damage.
Yeah, and second place for a Morgana reroll, Visionary reroll, which is quite interesting. Morgana's been buffed a little bit recently, especially the 3-star. So I find that one to be pretty cool. I'm just in games in general, I'm a sucker for damage over time. I don't know why. It's just so satisfying just to see it just ticking, ticking, ticking. So she just puts her dot on everyone, and everyone just slowly ticks down.
It's fascinating to see a Morgana and Malzahar carry in the same composition being pulled off successfully. I believe we've got one more lobby to show from the previous round as well. Oh my gosh, man, Noodles, you're out doing yourself with these transitions here today. And the family comp, or the family pit fighter being worked through there. It looks like they did manage to get the 4-star Violet and a decent looking Draven board online. Honestly, I'm continually impressed by how good that board does, especially in a lobby where we've actually got Hampus in 3rd place, who was actively stealing Vanders.
Yeah, it looks like Hampus was playing with gloves off, from what I can see. But also, Hampus had 5 family online there as well.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is that Safichiro and Hampus both fielded in the Warwick, and none of them decided to put the emblem on the Warwick for the Easter egg. But there are 2 more games, folks. You can still do it. But yeah, like you said, Violet 4, Draven 3, with the pit fighters taking over. So an amazing performance from Safichiro.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the family Easter egg once in game. It came at my expense because I was trying to play ambushes, and he paid like family ambushes. But I went 6th for a good cause to see all of those family members dancing around. It would be incredibly hype if we saw something like that in the competition game. But yeah, very difficult to pull off. I feel like you need like a Savika encounter or something.
I mean, to be fair, I think you are very much on brand if you pull off something spectacular which sends you going down in flames afterwards. I think you're in the right place for that. Oh yes, Ace telling us that the Violet was actually a first hit on the anomaly for Ultimate Hero. And yeah, yes, the Vlad ultimately going out pretty heavily in the bottom 4. That's a real shame because that's a good setup. But we've spent enough time talking about what happened in round 1. Now let's move ourselves onto our second round here today. So as mentioned before, the Swiss kicking in from this point forwards means that we are now seeing players who have got themselves, the same records against each other. And in lobby 3, general friends, we have got our players who've got, kind of middle and upwards results. So lobby 3, it's where it's conceivable to still make the bottom ends of lobby 1 in the final round, if and only if you can land yourself probably a top 1, maybe a top 2.
And yeah, looking at it here, we have a couple of 4th, a couple of 5th place people. I'm recognizing some of the names. I know you've worked a lot with Hench here, Counter. NSC Hench, big shout out to him. doing wonders for the UK and Ireland scene. But is there anyone else you want to see here, Nandonut?
I mean, in this lobby, to be honest, I'm still familiarizing myself with who everyone is, so I'm not sure I can add too much at the moment. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
I mean, Trontino, you say we've seen in the chat, has definitely been more than round the block a few times. So hopefully we'll get to see some names that will sear themselves into our memories by the time this one is done, at least. But yeah, this is a good chance just to shout out some of the other TFT stuff going on. So of course, our sponsors, Northern Legends. Yes, I spelled it right again. I'm getting amazing at this. Who service the Northern European area, including the UK, and then Hench, as you mentioned, DG, running things on the UK and Ireland side of things. And I believe they've got an event coming up on, let's see, I think it's on the 13th. Hench, if you're in the chat, please do correct me if I'm wrong. But there is a channel on the server for other tournaments, which I believe Hench will be posting in there about the UK events as well. So please go check them out. Tons of great TFT from all over the place coming in. But as we head into round 2, so DG, we've seen a fair bit of Rebel being played, in some of our off-stream lobbies. Is there anything we didn't see from any of the lobbies so far that you'd like to hopefully see emerging here in round 2 coming up?
Oh, I didn't see a lot of sorcerer being placed. We saw a lot of visionary getting played there, but not a lot of sorcerers. I think it does come down to sorcerer 6 being a little bit more selfish than visionary 6, which is why people have opted for visionary 6 a lot more. But yeah, I think sorcerers have definitely been MIA from at least the last few games that I've seen up on stream here.
Yeah, I feel like Sorcerers is still, well, I say still, I think it kind of dipped off a little bit once it got nerfed and then rebuffed again. It's still looking to me at the moment like a pretty premier comp. I think the Emissary version is still overall more popular than the Six Sort variation, I would say. But yeah, I'm curious to see whether we see that, possibly even just a regular Emissary comp that was popular a few patches ago. Since the buffs to Corki, he was a pretty popular carry in the Emissary comp. So yeah, interested to see whether we see anything like that.
I'm with you there as well. I mean, certainly, it did feel like Sorcerer seems to be a bit of a blind spot. I like that we did see the Dominator being attempted and showing us that it can function. I mean, with Visionaries as well, kind of occupying a lot of our thoughts from the previous rounds as well. That it certainly seems like we're more heavily on the AP side of things for the time being. One thing which we haven't seen, which kind of did come up a lot during the most recent regionals, was kind of the snipers' place in the meta at the moment. Across a lot of the regions, they're really struggling to get the Twitch comps and Zeri comps to function. I don't know, DG, if you've got any kind of strong opinion on whether our players should be pursuing the more AD line as well as the AP we've been seeing so far.
Well, I 100% can say that the visionary lines with the Sentinels do seem to be very, very strong. But like you said, the snipers have been doing fairly well. Likewise, we had a couple of Twitch buffs and a couple of experiment buffs in the last several patches. So I think the experiment has been slowly but surely creeping up towards those top comps. And Twitch as a unit is still very, very powerful. So if you can get a Caitlyn or a Kog'Maw in, you can maybe see some of that vintage experiment dominator board. A lot of people have been trying to get in, or you could go for a bruiser comp if you can get a.
We have like 3 hero organs in this lobby.
Okay. Mogul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, Trundle, even stacked up as he was, is still going to be in the shadow of how ridiculous Viking get towards the tail end. So Parkbank with the Enforcers, the Professor with the Blade Dancer Aurelia makes it into the top 2. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed, again, that we've got a comp that's still very heavily based around the 1 cost doing this well.
Yeah, it's very surprising, but Professor is going to go towards level 9, is going to put in that chase, and we have double form swapper here. So, well, gentlemen, I don't know how much this will help out Professor, but just leveling up and putting that extra unit there might just give him a little bit of extra oomph to help out. But the real thing is the Aurelian needs to get onto that back line.
Yeah, I'm currently positioned kind of on the opposite side, so that Caitlyn is looking safe at the moment, and Vi with a Radiant Sterax Titans BT is just, you just cannot get through this, man.
She is jumping off the screen, and yeah, Parkbank takes a comfortable first place thanks to the Enforcer spatula being in place. Even has the Esports Pengu. That's, oh gosh, I'm doubly jealous of that game's performance and also having one of the rarest little legends there. I completely missed that one when it was first coming out. I don't even think it's possible to get anymore, but congratulations. That was a very well played game, and as we said coming into the game, from that lobby, it was the players who came in first and maybe second who've got a chance of punching their way up the table and challenging for those 2 first place and second place guaranteed prizes. DG, you look sad. What's on your mind?
My rebels lost. Now, the Aurelia, the Aurelia did look like she was going to delete all of the backline there from Parkbank, but then Vi said, "You don't get to touch my Caitlyn." Raised her up into the air, and then the Caitlyn with the headshot taking out the Aurelia. Teamwork from Vi and Caitlyn, just like they did in Arcane. Sort of reminiscent. So Parkbank giving us a shout out to a hit Netflix TV show.
Law accurate for sure. And Rebel hate watchers living good. No, I mean I think the hero. I'm just putting DG down further and further. I think the hero augments are like, they can be really strong with the 3-star 1 costs, but they can sometimes fall off a little bit later, as those carries don't always match up to the other comps. Rebel merchants, Rebel hate watchers. I'm curious to see who we have around.
Well, one more item of curiosity, of course, is going to be our final round of the competition coming up. So far, we've seen 2 pretty different ends of the spectrum coming in. The big, high-end, expensive compositions on one hand, the hero augments coming out en masse on the other. One more round before we crown ourselves a Counters Casual Competition champion for the day. So we'll be headed to our final break before, of course, we'll crown the champion and have our giveaways as well before we're all done today. So stay tuned. We'll be back as soon as possible for the final round of the competition.
mit bis zu 7 Sitzen. Bigger, cooler Jogger. Der Dacia Jogger. Jetzt ab 17.990 Euro oder mit 0% Leasing. Und bis zu 7 Jahre Garantie für alle Dacia-Modelle.
Welcome back, one and all, to the final round of Counters Casual competition. we're about to get things underway to determine our champion here today. Of course, here with Andona and DG to see out this final round of play. Heading into that final round then, where we're going to be seeing only the best performing players for the competition. DG, what's most front of mind for you for this third and final lobby?
Well, I have nothing. Apparently, I have nothing in my mind right now other
Rebels,
than
it's
what
just
Wet
Rebels.
Noodles is whispering in my ear, and then Donut, which is just Rebels. No, I just think that it's our players should have a plan of just playing some good solid TFT and try to look for uncontested lines, because uncontested lines have generally in the past been proven to have some of the best results ever, even though they don't seem like a top comp. If you're playing one of the top comps and get contested, you will generally end up falling behind.
I can tell you what's going on in DG's head. It's actually quite on brand as well, because it's the Jinx powder monkey with just the symbols. That's just what's happening in his head right now.
You and me both, honestly. I can't wait to get things started. But let's take a quick look at some of the results of the previous round as DG reconsiders his life decisions after it's led him up until this point. Spitfire winning out the lobby with a 3-star amateur reroll competition. Looks extremely standard though, with the addition of an amateur Warwick, I think, just pushing it across the edge.
Well, it is, sometimes... Wait, that's a sniper's focus as well. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was a call to chaos with triple sniper's focus. I'm going to call it right now. Even if I was wrong, I'm calling that it was that. But yeah, extra range on Warwick with ambusher and an infinity edge. I do not want to get into like 5 kilometers near that Warwick.
I suppose the only issue is that I guess he still jump to targets when they're low, so maybe slightly counter synergistic. But Hampus as well in second, with an experiment board with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 snipers. 6 sniper. You got sniper emblem. It looks like maybe another call to chaos. In fact, I can see at least 3 call to chaoses. I think in the top 3 maybe. We've got the sniper's focus, we've got emblems in the second, and we've got triple hull crusher. So everybody rolling the dice on that one.
We've got one more lobby before we jet charging into the rest. As Muffins, I think that will be our second 3-star forecast that we've at least seen or heard about in the competition. Muffins knows how to get that economy online. It's a classic emissary Corky born.
Yeah, and the 3-star Corky beating out a 7 experiment board by the looks of it. So Shmuel with the very interesting experiment enforcer mashup, which those are 2 comps that I did not expect to be putting in the same sentence, but here we are.
Yeah, is that what? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it might be 5 experiment, 6 enforcer. It's very unusual indeed, but it's always cool to see some of those innovations. Yeah.
Oh, Inky Esther actually in the chat saying was waiting for Warwick with 5 experiment, 6 enforcer. So it's cool. It's cool to see our players trying to find these lines that you won't necessarily find in any tier list specifically. But we are almost ready for our last round to begin. Before we do, a quick look we've got available at the points over the towards at least the top end, as we will of course be seeing the players on the left playing in the final lobby, the players on the right just falling slightly short. GG, we do know it's not impossible for a player to go from table 2 to make it into second place overall for that guaranteed place, but they will need a lot of stars to align.
100%. We've seen players from our second lobby, especially those towards the top of lobby 2, just get the victory and contest for one of that top spot. But we do see a lot of people in the top 8 who we've seen take wins in the tournament from not being point leaders, someone like Safichiro and Yurka.
Yeah, and I think by the sounds of it, are we ready to jump in a minute? Maybe.
I believe we've Well, let's take a quick look at the table we've got before we do, just because it's worth illustrating coming to this one. Curtis, as you may have glanced before, totally undefeated in the tournament so far. Black is hot on their heels, though, with 15 points. We are getting an update, which will be about 3 to 5 minutes or so to get into the next lobby. But from what we can see, we've got kind of we've got a front runner in Curtis, and then Black, Spitfire, and Staffachiro as the players most likely to be able to catch up to them.
Yeah, 100%. Looking at the top 4 slots are 100%. Some of our front runners there, and Curtis was running that very powerful visionary board in game 1, which we saw only lose out to the Silco 3 there. So Curtis has been playing some very solid TFT, even off stream, which is evident by his results. So wishing him well for game number 3. And Counter, if Curtis wins it out, will it be the third person winning in straight victory fashion?
Let's go take a look, because the way I keep track of that is to anybody who does make a clean sweep, I give them the roll, and I believe there's actually 4 players, astonishingly, who've managed to accomplish it so far. Anonymous 1, Flex G, Hampus, and Mr. Greggs. So it would be a 5th player overall in the history of Counter's Casual Competition who's managed to crush their way through everything. But I mean, again, currently undefeated. I did like the quick striker ball, but I think the ball quality we're seeing from the other players might be a little bit too much to get past. We see the attempt being made. Curtis goes down to a single life, but it seems like the Pandora's is just not hitting quick enough, and Curtis is in major trouble.
Yeah, meanwhile, we've got Spitfire here on the Visionary board. Didn't actually end up going for the reroll option, possibly because, you know, he sees Yerka contesting superstars, so you don't really want to be trying to reroll the same units. Instead, he goes for the higher level board with the Heimer too, but he did slam that Archangels early on onto that Renata, so it's not doing a huge amount. Basically playing around that Heimer and hoping to, looks like he's trying to econ to go 9, try and hit a Malzahar and then move some of the items over to him. And we've got the Visionary versus Visionary matchup now.
Yeah, it's certainly looking like Yerka has focused a lot on these one star units, and so far so good for Yerka, who takes a win from Spitfire, and Yerka jumping up into first place with Black following quickly in suit, and Curtis is out counter, which means the tournament has been blown wide open once again.
Yeah, the biggest beneficiary in the immediate for that is going to be Black, who is currently on the win streak at the top, was 1 point behind Curtis, but is now guaranteed to at least draw even with them. That certainly becomes the new favourite heading into the tail end of this final game of the lobby. We have got Hampus down on low HP as well, so the difference between the remaining players is shrinking as more and more get eliminated.
Yeah, Black playing that Emissary Formal Swapper. I'm wondering whether he's managed to hit that Elise or not, because there are a lot of Elises out of the pool. At least a couple of Black Rose players. Although I think Parkbank, when he was playing his Twitch, had an Elise too, so those are maybe back into the pool. We're currently seeing the Visionary versus the Sorcerers. Can this LeBron catch it? Not quite. Hampus survives on 3 HP, but barely.
I mean, that was a nail biter for sure, but Vex with the buffs has definitely shown up here and is doing so much for these visionary boards, and Yerka must be extremely happy to see that Vex doing work, and to see that basically here Spitfire did not try to contest him for those early game visionaries. But looking at it here, we have confirmation that Black has hit the 4 form swappers as well, and a Garen 2 and an Ambessa 2 just means that this front line is extremely potent from Black here, with the chase stacking so much AD.
Yeah, the power up is still continuing to build, and honestly, I'm really impressed by how much work the Jace one has been able to do for this board overall. Again, as you said before, we've got ourselves a very good frontline, a lot of time being put across, but still, we'll see how it does up against the Visionaries on the other side. So this is the Visionary vertical board we saw from before. Spitfires, well, overall. We do see the Malzahar creeping in for Spitfire, so I imagine in the near future this board will be getting a lot scarier than it is right now, but even on its current form, apparently it's good enough to break through.
Yeah, I think perhaps unfortunately for Black as well, Spitfire on the other side has got 2 Jaces. I think Black really wants to try, if he could, to go 9 and roll for Jace too. But Spitfire holding on to those, also holding on to 8 Heimerdingers. He's currently level 9 with not a huge amount of gold, but we've seen at least a couple of 3-star 4 costs before, so you know you can't rule it out.
Yeah, you 100% cannot. So that's 6 Heimerdingers only onto Spitfire. I believe Yerka also has a Heimerdinger there. So if we're going to be looking at it like this, Spitfire does really need for Yerka to get eliminated in order to be able to hit that Heimerdinger. But even if it's a Heimerdinger too, it's still doing so much work there, you know, breaking Black's win streak right there.
see how Hampus does. Certainly one of the players on a single life along with Bramasia. But yeah, this time it's not even a little bit close. Hampus is down, Bramasia is down as well, which means I believe we should have our top 4 as of this round.
Yeah, we've got Yurka playing the Superstars Visionary, Safichiro with the Tristana reroll, I believe, Spitfire on the Visionaries, and Black on the Form Swappers. So yeah, we can see Safichiro, the Tristana, is still managing to work. It looked for a little while like it weren't certain how strong it was going to be, but it seems to be putting in the work, and will definitely have stacked up now. Got the 6 Sentinels as well. I'm curious who you guys are thinking. Got 53 AD. It's not too. It's pretty good. I'm curious who you guys are liking the looks of when it comes to the comps.
Well, considering Safichiro just gave a loss to Yurka, I believe 2 rounds ago, I think Safichiro is one of the front runners to take the victory there. And I think Black, while he did level up to 9, I think he really needs that Jace 2 to come in order to have. Yeah, Jace 2 comes in, but it's for Spitfire, not for Black.
Oh boy, that's gotta hurt. But I mean, we'll certainly see in this one, you know, whether or not the power up Jace can make up the difference. We can see as some of the chaff units get cut away. We're not maybe getting as much time from Safichiro as we'd like. We're still functioning with a board that really goes through opposing units one by one. Even though that's a big cannonball, we're not one-shotting units. In fact, we're taking 2 or 3 shots. I think it might just be good enough. If that had been a Jace 2, Black would be in a much better spot, but we are close, gentlemen, to seeing... we've already seen Curtis, our frontrunner, knocked out. We could be seeing Black getting knocked out before he gets a chance to take advantage of this opportunity.
I mean, looking at it here, that was Jace casting trying to eliminate the backline, but the Tristana cast was a little bit quicker there, Counter. So, oh my, this is a game of inches, and the Nunu 3 coming in for Yurka now certainly does put him in a little bit of a better spot. But I mean, Nandonut, who we really talked about me and Counter, who we think is the front runner, but who is yours here?
Oh my god, this is really difficult to tell, honestly. I feel like Black is probably going out, and so we're basically looking between the Tristana reroll and the 2 Visionary boards. I mean, Safichiro is on the streak, and that Tristana is ramping up a lot, so possibly looking at him, but it's so difficult to tell. As we can see, takes a loss actually to this is the vertical Visionary board. Honestly, I feel like this could be anyone's game. Maybe that I saw the Nunu 3 at first. I was excited. Then I was like, "Is Nunu 3 that good?" But a Nunu 3 is still a Nunu 3. Not to mention with the Superstars, actually, that's giving even more value. I feel like you don't usually play Superstars in the hope of hitting a 3 cost 3-star. But if it happens, then hey, it happens.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And, oh yes, just thank you, Gunslinger Gamer, for clarifying this is the Vi encounter. So Black being eliminated, that's our front 2 players out of the chance of getting in and winning the competition overall. We get clarification from Noodles, our admin, that likely it's going to be that the lobby winner will win the tournament overall. We'll confirm that, particularly once we get to top 2. It'll be a little clearer with all the tiebreakers shaking out as it goes, but we started off the day with Visionaries. It may well be we'll end it with Visionaries as well. Unfortunately, Nunu,
oh my god,
he's on this union-mandated break. Couldn't quite get into position.
That was so close there. The Malzahar just putting out massive numbers, but the 6 costs on the carousel are coming in, and the Victor here and the Mel. Oh, this could be so powerful there. I think if Yurka can probably get the Visionary emblem on this Mel, he can probably level up his board, because that LeBlanc one was not doing too much for him. So maybe the Mel is going to be replacing the LeBlanc here.
Yeah, he hits the Singe 3 as well, so that's even another buff to his Superstars value. interested to see what he does there. The thing is, who do you drop here for the Mel? It's difficult to take anyone out, really. Oh, I'm not sure here. We'll see. Yerka looks like he's going to be going up against Spitfire. So this looks like it's Battle of the Visionaries who's going to be staying in the tournament.
And certainly the long round's going to be favouring, at least you'd expect to be favouring the Yerka's side of the equation, but we have got the stacking building up. Morgana actually cuts through the board very well. I believe will be... No,
Spitfire.
my mistake. Got picked up on the very tail end.
Yeah, I think there's the Malzahar 2, the dots just kept on ticking, so I feel like that was really crucial, and now we're down to Spitfire for Safichiro.
Oh my god, this is a game of inches right here. Safichiro managing to eke out the victory in the end there. We have 6 Sentinel coming in with the Rumble versus the Malzahar 2 there. I think that was a Jace bomb at the end that took out the Morgana, who was poised to defeat Spitfire. But gentlemen, I think this final round has been delivering quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tristana is a composition that we haven't been seeing so much of. It's really nice to see we've got the beginning and the end of the tournament coming together so well here. These two players on the same points as each other. The victor's going to make a huge difference, just buying a few more seconds, a few more casts. This should... No! That's wrong again!
Spitfire.
Safichiro